Hey, Granny, happy birthday! I brought Taylor with me. She's so excited to see you. Sorry it's been a while since we've been here. Oh, Taylor, don't be shy. It's Great Granny. You remember her.
Is she really the oldest person in the world?
Oh, probably not. Now wish her happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Granny.
Hey, Granny, do you remember that interview that we were talking about? Well, that's today. Matter of fact, it should be happening any moment.
What makes some granny so interesting that she needs to be on TV? I mean, this place smells like old people.
Shh! Do me a favor and try to act professional.
If we're gonna cover an old person, why can't we cover like a war hero or something?
You must be Mr. Collingsworth. So nice to meet you. I'm Sharon.
I know. I see you on the morning news all the time. So nice to meet you too. This is my daughter Taylor.
This is my cameraman, Tim. And you must be Granny. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Can you move just a little bit to the left? Wait, do we even want the kid in the shot?
Yes, absolutely. Taylor, can you sit here beside your Granny?
Taylor, why are you so nervous? You're not your usual self.
Well, I've never been on TV before. I don't think I'm ready to be famous yet.
Alright, we're live in 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, British Columbia. This is Sharon Silverman for TNW News Channel 12. I'm here at Northern Pines Care Home with centenarian Sally Collingsworth, as today is her 100th birthday. Sally grew up right here in Sullivan Heights in Surrey. How does it feel to make it all the way to 100?
Granny doesn't really speak much. She's got her wits about her though. She knows what's going on.
Should have found that out before booking an interview with a mute.
Oh, in that case, Jim, do you know if she has anything that she can show us from when she was younger? Any memorabilia?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Medals of Honor. Private McKenzie Douglas, The Great War for Civilization. Oh, that means World War I, in service of His Majesty King George V, Canada. May I? December 20th, 1918, the train arrived early.
More than I Are you ladies expecting anyone?
Not that I know of.
Son?
McKenzie! You're alive!
Yes, I know.
We thought you were dead.
Mackenzie, is that really you? They told us the Germans had got you.
They told you I was dead?
We heard nothing for nearly 2 years. After we stopped getting your letters, we were so worried.
And then we received a letter from the government saying that they couldn't find your unit, and since there'd been no contact for so long, they presumed you all dead.
No, I was captured and kept as a prisoner of war along with the rest of my troop, but we were freed when the war ended.
Oh, Mackenzie, give me a hand with your mother. Let's get her settled into a chair. Oh. Oh. Have a seat, son. You must be exhausted from your journey.
I'm gonna get some smelling salts for Mrs. Douglas. Mackenzie, can I get you something to drink?
Oh, beer would be wonderful.
Don't you know that's illegal? My darling brother, a rebel! What has army life done to you?
They voted it in prohibition in October last year. I don't think it'll last.
Oh, in that case, tea would be lovely. And some gingerbread if you have any.
Yes, sir.
You sure can't keep your eyes off him.
Oh, well, you know how I just love a man in uniform.
Not just any man.
Do you think he still has feelings for me?
Oh, I hope he does.
I mean, he only broke it off because of the war.
Yeah, I know, but you two were so good for each other. I mean, he loved you. Like, really loved you.
I don't know. What if he met someone while he was away? Like some pretty European girl.
Penelope, he was in a prison camp. If he couldn't even write to us, he certainly didn't have the time to make romantic advances on pretty European girls. And besides, he wasn't much of a flirt anyway.
That's true. I had to make the first move. It wasn't until you started hinting that he finally got the courage to ask me out.
So, Father, how are things in the shop?
Well, what with the Spanish flu and all, we've been shut down for over a month now.
So are you doing okay? I mean, financially?
Pinching our pennies. Times are tight for everyone right now. Stores are closed, restaurants, churches, the theater too. Some people are saying we're going to open up soon, but most folks think there's going to be a second wave of this grip. You know, I think they've gone too far with these restrictions, Mackenzie. You know how it is with these politicians? Give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
Yeah, we saw it in Germany too. Really ripped through the place. People were worse off over there though. At least things here are clean.
Did anyone catch the flu at your prison camp?
We heard one of the Frenchies got it, but me and my guys were safe.
So, McKenzie, what were the girls like over there? Any cute nurses?
Please excuse me for a moment.
What is he doing?
Give him a minute. He'll be okay. This is pretty overwhelming for him, too.
Excuse me. Just had the most bizarre dream. I almost believed it. I dreamt that McKenzie came home.
He really did. He's right outside.
Colette, that is not funny.
No, really, Mother, look! Is she gonna pass out again?
Make sure she's okay.
Give her a minute, girls. She'll be okay. She just needs a minute with her son.
Okay. Mackenzie, tomorrow we're having a Christmas party. Invite some of your friends. It's going to be a welcome home party.
Sounds good to me, Mother.
And that's a wrap.
Tim, I am the interviewer. That means I call the filming breaks.
Ugh, but this is so long. The guys in editing are not going to be happy.
Hi folks, just a heads up that visiting hours are over soon. Time to wrap things up.
Okay, good. Time to go. I'll pack up the camera. And
Thanks for letting us know. We shouldn't be too much longer. Not so fast. We aren't done yet.
Alright, fine.
I would have thought you would have been more excited. We are covering a war hero after all.
Daddy, can I go in the lobby and talk to the fish?
Sure. If that's okay with you, Sharon.
That's fine. You go ahead, sweetheart. Tell the fish I said hi.
I'll take her. Did you know we got some new fish?
Tim, can I get you to grab some close-ups of the journal?
Fine.
December 13th, 1918. We hosted a Christmas party, but fear of the flu kept most of our guests away.
Some party. Nobody came.
The night is still young, dear. Mrs. Stevens did say she would come by later on.
In any case, it means more of that wonderful roast goose for us.
All that matters is that we're here together. It's so nice to celebrate Christmas with you, dear.
But how are we supposed to celebrate Mackenzie if we can't even brag about him to the neighbors? At last, a guest! Penelope, you look so wonderful! Doesn't she look so wonderful, Mackenzie?
Indeed.
Did you see his reaction? I think he does still have feelings for you. Go talk to him.
Do you really think so? Penelope, it's so lovely to see you, dear. Colette was beginning to wonder if she would have anyone at all to gush to about her brother.
So, how's our war hero settling into civilian life?
Honestly, I don't feel like a hero. I'm just so glad to be home.
Well, it must have been just dreadful being in prison for so long.
Well, it wasn't a bed of roses. It was alright though. I had my guys with me. A few of the Americans we met along the way said the boss split them up when they were captured.
Mrs. Stevens, so good of you to make it. Merry Christmas.
Oh, no, I'm keeping my distance.
We've had a rather small turnout so far.
Well, good thing with this flu going around. Can't be too careful. I seriously considered not coming myself. But when Colette told me that Mackenzie was home, I just had to come and see him. Did you know that this flu has put the tailor out of business?
How long were you there for? In the camp, I mean.
Felt like an eternity. Looking back, it was only 2 years. My guys are great, but I really did miss home.
We sure missed you too.
I miss all you guys so much.
Mackenzie, I missed you.
But that's just it. People just aren't being as careful as they should anymore. We are still in a pandemic. Anyways, it's so nice to see Mackenzie and Penelope back together again. It'll do the both of them some good.
Speaking of getting back together, I was thinking, now that you're home and all,
Please excuse me. I'm going to go for a quick walk.
I'm telling you, there will be a second wave.
Now, Mrs. Stevens. We can't be quite certain of that. We've never dealt with this level of disease before. There's no telling quite what it is.
We are in unprecedented times. I'd rather prepare for the worst.
Be that as it may, speculating won't change anything. Though it may occupy the mind and tongue for a while.
What does that mean?
it means shut up, only more politely.
Another guest!
Good evening. I'm Dr. Nicodemus Chase of Chase Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, we were just having a Christmas party.
Could you come back? Allow me to present to you Dr. Chase's blood and nerve tablets.
Nervous what's it?
That's an excellent question, my good lady. Allow me to elucidate you. You put your trust in Dr. Chase. He makes the Spanish influenza disappear without a trace. Nothing does the job like a blood and nerve tablet. They're going fast, you might as well grab it. Tell me just who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase? Up in the logging town of Old Kamloops, the flu came along with the return of the troops. When I arrived and I got off that train, they took my pills and they were right as rain. There was an outbreak on the Kettle Valley line. I tell you, boy, I got there just in time. They took my cure and they were never the same. Now they'll never forget my name. Who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase? He makes the Spanish influenza disappear without a trace. Nothing does the job like a blood and nerve tablet. They're going fast, you might as well grab it. Tell me just who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase? There was a family down in Kalamazoo who all fell ill when they contracted the flu. They asked around to see what could they do. They took my pills and then whoop-dee-doo.
But can you get it at the pharmacy?
No, ma'am, but it can't do any harm, you see.
Is there any scientific proof that it works?
Well, no, but there's no evidence that it doesn't, sir. Who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase? He makes the Spanish influenza disappear without a trace. Nothing does the job like the blood and nerve tablet. They're going fast, you better grab it. No need to be afraid of the Spanish influenza. This is the part where I sing my cadenza. Who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase? He makes the Spanish influenza disappear without a trace. Even if you're healthy, take him just in case. The greatest gift to the human race. Tell me just who can you trust if you can't trust Dr. Chase.
Thank you, Mr.
Dr. Chase.
Chase. Thank you so much. No one here has the Spanish flu.
Well, you know, it's also a useful preventative. I mean, the disease is going around. These are unprecedented times.
If I hear one more person say unprecedented times.
Thank you. But no thank you at this time.
Actually, I'll take 7. How much are you asking for them?
Really, Richard, it's our Christmas party.
I just need the score of the hockey game.
Turn it off this instant. We are here to honor McKenzie, not the Seattle Metropolitans.
Oh, the hockey game. Please, leave it on.
Fine.
We'll be back with the score of the hockey game after these short announcements.
Attention British Columbians. A public health announcement was issued this morning from Victoria. Wearing a mask when in public is recommended. Remember to wash your hands frequently with soap and running water. Keep your distance from those not belonging to your own household.
And now we bring you to Albert Clausen at the news desk.
Today's headlines. The Spanish flu has claimed 286 lives in Ontario in the past 2 days, bringing the death toll up to 4,571. Premier Robert Borden says that these are unprecedented times. In other news, the SS Corsican has arrived, bringing home another 250 of our Canadian war veterans, and 5 more American rum runners have been arrested trying to smoke.
They are obviously not talking about hockey. Let's get back to socializing. The goose is nearly ready to come out of the oven.
Welcome back, sports fans. We will bring you an update on the score of the hockey game right after this festive Christmas carol.
I love this one. Dance with me, brother.
Sorry, I gotta go outside.
Why do you keep going outside?
I needed a cigarette.
What cigarette? You're not smoking. You were never a smoker. Are you alright?
I haven't been feeling too well since I got off the boat.
Do you think it might be the influenza?
It's not the flu. They get much worse than this if they have the flu.
So you know what it looks like?
Yeah, lots of people got it in Europe. I would recognize it.
So you were around it? Mackenzie, this isn't a game. If you were around it, you could have caught it. Oh, you're clearly not well. You should come inside where it's warm and lie down. Mackenzie is sick.
Oh, dear. Oh, come on, let's get you to bed.
Margaret, thank you for asking, but I really must be going now.
Richard, call the doctor.
Operator, get me Dr. O'Brien.
I'm really sorry for taking so long reading this diary.
Oh, it's really no problem.
I wish I would have taken the time to read it before now.
We should do one more take and get this wrapped up.
No. It's cool. What happens next?
Oh, so now you're interested?
Yeah, man. Love stories are my jam. Picture this. A war hero returning from combat, reconciling with his one true love. I gotta know if he survives.
Hi folks, sorry to disturb you, but visiting hours are over.
Oh, come on. This was just getting good.
Sorry, rules are rules.
I'm Tim, by the way. And you are?
Karen.
A beautiful name and a beautiful smile.
Oh, you.
So, what time do you get off work?
I'm off in an hour.
So, we still have some time.
Yeah, technically, I'll see you later.
Tim. The name's Tim.
Okay. Tim.
Okay, she's gone. December 22nd, 1918. Sickness has come to the Douglas household. This morning was unlike any seen in a very long time.
Could somebody please bring me some water?
Coming. I'll bring you a cold cloth too. Mother says I shouldn't come all the way in there. I'll just leave it right outside the door for you.
Thank you, Colette.
This is the prescription from the family doctor. It says it will help keep him stable. It says the main thing is keeping him stable long enough for his body to fight the disease.
Thank you, dear. Mackenzie, your father just returned from the pharmacy. I'll just put your medicine on your side table.
Don't forget to take it with some food.
Colette, will you please get Mackenzie some bread?
I'm so cold. Could somebody please bring me a blanket as well?
Right away, dear.
Lord, please help us.
Oh, I came as soon as I heard. Terrible, dreadful, awful business. You know what? I'll give you a discount.
We've already got a prescription from the family doctor. Thank you.
Well, what's it called?
Salicin.
Yeah, very wise to control the fever, but I mean, if only I was able to get at the underlying infirmity, you know? The fever is only a symptom, and the worst is doubtless yet to come.
Does it really work?
Of course it does, my dear. I mean, just last week, I was up in Cache Creek, and several people recovered very quickly after they took my tablets.
Father?
Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to give it a try. How much are you asking?
For you, $3.50 for one bottle.
Oh, that's rather expensive, isn't it, Richard?
Okay, you know, I couldn't bear to allow your son to suffer because of financial constraints. So I think I'll bring it down to just above cost. $3.25.
Come on. This is Mackenzie we're talking about.
Oh, all right. We'll take one bottle.
Yes, okay. Now, for maximum efficacy, they must be taken 3 times a day at precisely the same times, and they must be taken with food or else they might have a bad reaction with stomach acid.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Chase.
Oh, of course. I mean, my only goal is to help the suffering. But for now, I shall leave, and I shall return just in case you need more of my tablets.
Okay, thank you.
You put your trust in Dr. Chase.
Oh, he's still sleeping. I'm gonna let him rest a while before I give him the tablets. Heaven knows he needs it.
Penelope, it's so good to see you, but you shouldn't be here. I couldn't bear it if you fell ill as well.
It's good to see you too, Colette. That's why I brought Sally. She's training to be a nurse and she's open to helping Mackenzie.
In that case, come in.
Hello, dear. Everyone, this is Sally. Sally, this is Colette, Mackenzie's sister, and Mr. and Mrs. Douglas.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Nice to meet you, Sally. How do you know Penelope?
Actually, we just met. We got talking in line at the drugstore, and I jumped at the opportunity to bring her here for Mackenzie.
And did I hear her say that you're a nurse?
In training. How long has he been out?
Only a couple of days. He just returned from the war 2 days ago.
We've given him this prescription from the family doctor, and we also just bought these for him, but we haven't given him any yet.
Dr. Chase's blood and nerve tablets? A bunch of nonsense, that is. Where did you get this? Some door-to-door peddler?
Well, we thought it couldn't hurt to give it a try.
May I see him?
Of course, dear, but he's just resting right now. Okay, come this way. Oh, I wouldn't go all the way in if I were you.
It's all right. A nurse needs to be willing to take risks in order to help the sick.
Very well. Hello, Mrs. Stevens.
Oh, I am so sorry that I left so abruptly the other day. I am admittedly afraid of the Spanish flu. And well, when Mackenzie got sick, I was just so scared I had to get out of here right away.
It's quite all right. We understand.
I brought some of Dr. Chase's medicine. His tablets are supposed to be very effective against the flu.
Thank you. We also bought some for him this morning. As a matter of fact, Dr. Chase stopped by himself and sold them to us out of concern for Mackenzie.
Oh, Dr. Chase, what a kind soul. And so terribly handsome, too. Have the tablets started to do their work?
We haven't given them to him just yet.
Well, there's no time to lose. Mackenzie, I've brought you some of Dr. Chase's blood and nerve tablets. Maybe I'll just leave them just inside the door.
I'm not taking that quackery medicine from some door-to-door con man.
But Mackenzie!
They were doing the same thing all throughout Europe, and people were still dropping like flies. It does nothing.
So you were in contact with the afflicted?
Well, indirectly.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when we were released from the prison camp, it wasn't like there was some shortcut through Europe. We had to make some stops, some longer than others. Some of the towns are more affected.
Where'd you have the most contact?
On the boat. I tried my best, but cleanliness wasn't exactly the top priority. Some of the guys didn't make it.
Did you tell your family?
I didn't have the means to contact them. Then, when I got back, I just didn't want them to worry. They thought I died, you know.
Here, let's get some medicine in you.
Richard, if Mackenzie has the Spanish flu, does that mean we're all going to get it too?
It's highly probable, I'm afraid.
Maybe we should all take some of Dr. Chase's tablets.
He did say they are preventative, you know.
No, you heard the nurse. I'm afraid we've been duped. It's a bunch of hogwash. If I get my hands on that quack...
Dr. Chase? A scoundrel? Never. Why, he was so charming. And you heard those testimonials from Cache Creek.
Did it ever occur to you that he may have invented those testimonials?
Well,
I had best be off. In the meantime, I'll keep taking the tablets, and if you don't, then we'll know for sure, won't we?
Indeed we shall.
How is he? Not well, but he's a strong, handsome young soldier. His body will be better able to fight it off than most.
Handsome?
I meant fit.
But you did say handsome.
Well, he is handsome. Anyone can see that.
Thank you so much for coming, dear. You are a godsend.
We know it's a risk for you to get close to McKenzie. Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Douglas. The good book says there's no greater love than to lay down your life for a friend. I'll be back tomorrow to come check up on McKenzie.
Please come as often as you can until he's better.
I will try my best, but you should know I'll be leaving in a few days.
Sally's gonna go visit her parents for Christmas. By the way, when does your train leave?
Christmas Eve at 4 p.m. Well, I'll be off.
Thank you so much, Sally. See you tomorrow.
I knew it! Mackenzie is going to go for Sally.
I think so too.
No, he's going to prove loyal to Penelope. He's loved her all along. I thought you were rooting for Penelope.
Well, if it was me, I'd pick Sally.
Why is that?
She's hot!
How do you know? You don't know what she looked like.
You sure move on fast, don't you, Tim?
Anyways, it says right here Sally was a remarkable person.
I think you're reading what you want to read. We don't even know whose diary this is.
Obviously, it's Mackenzie's.
No, it could very well be Penelope's or Colette's. Women back then were into keeping journals.
Whatever. Here, you read the rest since you got the right interpretation.
I will.
Are they still arguing?
Oh, you're back. Did you have fun talking to the fish?
The fish are nice, but I can't hear them very well over the TV people. Are the news people always grumpy?
I don't know. She's always happy on TV.
Oh, here's the next day.
$8?
What?
And 79 cents!
What is it?
Oh, it's these bills. It's the telephone bill. It's way up this month.
Richard, darling, are you ill?
No, it's just that we're not going to be able to pay all these bills. I was such a fool to waste all of our money on that phony medicine.
Dear, you didn't know. A good father is willing to sacrifice for his family.
Yes, and a good father also has enough reserves to put food on the table.
We are not going to hurt for food. Sally, dear, you've come early. So good of you.
I wanted to make sure that Mackenzie was feeling better. There was quite a bit of congestion in his lungs yesterday, and I want to make sure he's okay. May I go in?
Certainly, dear. The medicine and the water is on the side table. Do you need any more cloths?
Yes, please. I'd like to apply a mustard poultice to his chest, if that's all right. I'll just need some water and a few more cloths, please.
Do whatever you think is best.
Sally?
Yes, it's me. How are you feeling?
A little better, I think.
Did you feel feverish overnight?
I felt a little warm. It wasn't too bad.
Can you describe in more detail?
I mean, I didn't need to ask for water or anything. It was alright.
I'm gonna take your temperature.
I don't...
Did you feel any congestion overnight?
Not low.
102.8. Mackenzie, you have a fever. Here, drink this.
I...
Don't talk, Mackenzie. Rest your throat.
through the night. Sally's in there with him now.
Oh, that's good. She's gonna make a great nurse. Tea, dear. Yes, please.
Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be joy in the morning days. Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be peace on earth. Solace is found in the ties that bind. Comfort for those who mourn. There will be hope for all mankind. Christ the Savior is born. Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be joy in the morrow day. Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be peace on earth. Though the darkest of storms should rise, we'll be together, love. Rest your head and close your eyes and pray to the Lord above. Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be joy in the morrow day. Sleep, my darling, Christmas is coming. There shall be peace on
He's sleeping now. Sally, can I speak with you alone for a moment? Certainly. What about? Right this way.
Margaret, come look at this.
Sally, just so you know, me and Mackenzie, we have a history of sorts.
What sort of history?
You know, a romantic one.
Oh, well, as long as it's in the past, we're fine, right?
That's why I said of sorts. We haven't really had the opportunity to discuss it since he's been back.
Oh, so he's not really yours then?
No, but I really couldn't have him taken away from me again.
Well, I can't really take something from you that isn't yours in the first place. Now can I?
What's all the fuss?
Oh, look who just woke up.
Penelope didn't even finish her tea. It's not like her.
Well, she's so worried about Mackenzie. She's already lost him once. She can't bear to lose him again.
It's understandable. We've all been under a lot of stress lately. Oh, good. She's back.
Ah, how's the young man doing?
It's you!
Yeah, it is me. I mean, who better suited to check in on the man than myself?
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh, not before I've seen our young invalid.
No, we know what you're up to. We've been conned by you once. Now, kindly get out of my house.
I assure you that Dr. Chase's blood and nerve tablets
You
are...
snake oil salesman! I don't know what you're putting in those, but it certainly is not what you say they are.
Okay, ma'am, I assure you... Hey, how dare you touch me during a pandemic? I'll have you arrested for assault.
Well, I'll have you arrested for trespassing.
Get out of our house!
Mackenzie! Oh,
Alright, everyone, get outside, get away from Mackenzie. I'll take care of him.
Come on, lady. Sally's right. Let's let her tend to him. Come on.
Yeah, dude, Mackenzie's the man. He gave that Dr. Chase to what for?
Well, if nothing else, the doctor did live up to his name. He had to be chased away.
Dad jokes.
Wait, you guys, what about Mackenzie? He is seriously ill, and then this happens? What if he doesn't make it? Let's keep going.
Penelope.
We've just got him back. And we've hardly had any time to talk or hang out. It's just like he wants to push me away.
Listen, a mother knows her child, and I'm sure that he knew he was getting sick. He was trying to keep you away because he wanted to protect you.
Dr. Chase's tablets just aren't working. People are still getting sick all over town after taking them. How is Mackenzie?
He's not well.
Oh. I really thought those tablets were the answer.
How is he? He's not well, I'm afraid. There's nothing more that I can do to help him. The only thing that you guys can do is pray that he makes it through the night.
That's it. That's the answer. Sally's right. We ought to pray.
Daddy, should we pray for Mackenzie too?
No, sweetheart. This is an old journal. This took place a long time ago.
What happens to Mackenzie then?
Keep reading.
Come December 24th, it was time for Sally to board her train.
What time is it?
Mackenzie! You're out of bed!
Yes, what's the time?
I knew you'd get better.
Son, you really shouldn't be up.
I feel fine. What's the time?
It's 3:30.
Where's Sally?
She's at the train station, and Penelope went to see her off.
Mackenzie, what are you doing?
I'll be
No,
quick.
Mackenzie, you can't. It's too soon. Mackenzie!
He was in love with Penelope all along.
I knew it!
Wait, how would he buy a ring when he'd been sick in bed the whole time?
I don't know.
He bought it in France before he boarded the ship.
He was planning on proposing all along. What a romantic.
Jim, I'm so sorry we've taken up so much of your time.
No worries. I should have learned more about my heritage long ago.
Yeah, no worries, it's fine. Keep reading.
This has been awesome, but I have a date in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. You saw how she reacted to your feelings about Nurse Sally. Oh, come on. Just a little bit more. We need to know what happens. I'll just skim ahead. Here it is, March 21st, 1920. Mackenzie and Penelope's wedding day.
Woo!
Oh my, they sure didn't waste any time.
What do you mean?
Penelope had morning sickness.
You mean she got the Spanish flu?
No, she had a bun in the oven.
She started baking?
She got pregnant.
Oh, why didn't you just say so?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, they got married, they got pregnant. That's the wrap.
I want to know if they had a boy or a girl. Christmas, 1920.
She's so beautiful. Just like you.
She has your mother's eyes. I can't take the suspense any longer. Have you guys decided what you're gonna name her? We've decided to name her Sally. That's perfect.
Wait, Dad. If Mackenzie's your great-grandfather, then baby Sally is...
Right here.
What? That's it? But we didn't get to see if Tim actually goes on a date with Karen. Oh, what a cliffhanger. Now, don't go away. It's not over. The cast has a closing song, there's a credit roll, and we're saving a bloopers reel for the very end. By the way, no animals or people were harmed during the filming of this production, including seniors' home fish, French people, or door-to-door con artist salesmen. Thank you for joining us for Homesick for Christmas, and thank you to our cast and crew for pouring out their hearts into this show, giving so much of their free time and doing it all as volunteers. I want to give a big, huge thanks to our show's director, Amber Whiting. Amber led the cast in rehearsals every week starting at the beginning of September, crafting and molding the lines and blocking. Thank you, Amber. And thanks to Adam Pinnell for constructing our set backdrop, scouting out the material and putting it all together. Thank you to Bryn Pinnell for leading choreography. There were a couple of choreographed numbers we didn't even get to film because of COVID, and maybe we can put those back in a future production. Thank you to the Fraser Valley Heritage Rail Society, and in particular Stephen Plant and John Sprung for hosting us for our film shoot on location back in October. Thanks to the Jazz Choir of Regent Christian Academy for their guest appearance in the opening train sequence. And finally, a huge thanks to Anna Bryant, who co-wrote the script and the songs, not to mention playing Granny, lying in bed under bright lights for hours and hours of filming, not being allowed to talk. Anna did a ton of historical research regarding the Spanish flu. Although our story was fictitious, Anna ensured that the historical details mentioned were based on actual factual history. Anna wrote half the script. I wrote the other half. Can you tell who wrote which half? Actually, we co-wrote every scene together. And if there were lines you really liked, Anna probably wrote those ones. Thank you, Anna. Now, before we roll the closing song, I want to share with you the inspiration behind Homesick for Christmas. Our 1918 pandemic story was inspired by real people who have been heroes during our 2020 pandemic. And so we thank you, our frontline workers. You who work in emergency services and the medical field have truly been heroes this year. You were the inspiration for our Nurse Sally character, who is willing to risk her own health and safety for the good of a total stranger. On behalf of all of us, thank you. Back in April, when we were trying to think of a theme for our Christmas play, someone came up to me at church and said, I have a great idea for this year's show. Let's call it a COVID Christmas. Well, that comment triggered the idea for the story. However, I also thought, by Christmas, we'll be so sick of COVID-19, no one will want to watch a play about it. But such a story would give opportunity to reflect on the past year and to honor those who have put themselves in harm's way to save lives. And so the Spanish flu became our stand-in for COVID. Some of you watching might be wondering, this was a Christmas play, but it wasn't very much about Christmas. Where was Jesus in this story? We tried to symbolically represent the heart of Jesus through Sally. She was self-sacrificial in everything, just like Jesus. In the story, Sally quotes Jesus saying, there's no greater love than this, to be willing to lay down one's life for a friend. In the same breath, Jesus said, love each other as I have loved you. Indeed, when Jesus said this, he was foreshadowing his own death on a cross. It was because of his love for all mankind that he willingly died on that cross. And so the Christmas story, the Nativity, is about the birth of the Savior. And Christmas is not complete if we don't acknowledge the saving part of the Savior. The Bible says that all the fullness of God dwelt in him, and he took the sins of mankind upon himself, paying the penalty for our sin. And most significantly, he rose from the dead, giving us assurance of our hope of eternal life in heaven. And so Christmas is about self-sacrifice, and it's also about heaven. Whenever I ask people what they think heaven is like, they invariably say, it's a perfect place. There's no pain, there's only happiness, there's no wrongdoing. That is how the Bible describes heaven. But here's the problem. If heaven is a perfect place, which it is, why would God let me in? I'm imperfect. I'd contaminate the place. You see, I carry in my heart things like anger and doubt, hurt and resentment. I'm not always truthful and not always kind. And the Bible calls this sin. The good news is God offers to 100% cleanse us of sin and bring us into heaven unblemished through faith in Jesus. This is why we celebrate Christmas. God sent us a gift. Much like we send each other gifts at Christmas to remember this fact. God sent his Son to seek and save the lost, to heal the brokenhearted, to set people free from their own prisons of darkness. Ultimately, the gift of Christmas is the same gift as the gift of Easter. It is the gift of eternal life in heaven with God. God offers everyone this gift, but sadly not everyone opens it. And so this Christmas, we invite you to take time to contemplate the true meaning of Christmas. Take time to pray and to draw near to God. The Bible says if you draw near to God, he will draw near to you. Consider who Jesus is in your life and celebrate him at Christmas. For those of you who want to explore who Jesus is and what he taught us, who are hungry for God in their lives, we offer the Discover Hope class. A new session will be starting in January, and you can check out Discover Hope at gethope.ca/connect. And now let's cheer on our cast as they present a closing song along with a credit roll.
up your voice and sing out His praise. It's Christmas, praise the King, rejoice in the day. It's Christmas, make a joyful sound. It's Christmas, let His praise resound. It's Christmas, so lift up your voice and sing out His praise. It's Christmas, praise the King, rejoice in the day. It's Christmas, make a joyful sound. It's Christmas, let His praise resound. It's Christmas.
Well, my friends, it's Pastor Isaac again from Community of Hope Church. What a wonderful show we've just seen. Wow, wasn't that fantastic? I was blessed to be part of it. It was so much fun doing that together with all the other people, all the other actors, all the people who did so much work behind the scenes. Let's just give a round of applause to everybody who participated in that show right now. Wow. I hope you're clapping at home. That was fantastic. One more thank you I'd like to mention, a specific shout out to Pastor Jason Strain. He is the mastermind behind this entire thing. And you might not realize this, but one of the biggest pieces to putting on a show like this year, when it's online only, one of the most time consuming and difficult pieces is editing all the video. Now, I did a little bit of that, but Pastor Jason did almost the entire thing. He worked so hard on this for such a long period of time. This definitely would not have happened without him. Let's just give him one more round of applause. Well done, Pastor Jason. Excellent. We're so glad you could join us tonight. Remember, if you missed part of it, it will be available later. If you want to share the show with someone, that will be available later online. You can share it with people. Remember, there were 2 announcements I shared with you at the beginning of the night. You might not have been there for those. One was this: we have church every Sunday morning. Right now, we're not meeting in person, but as soon as the province allows it, we will be meeting in person. So look for that, hopefully very soon. But right now, you can join us on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock by live stream. We would love to see you there. If you join us, mention that in a comment so we can see you there. At 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings, go to gethope.ca, gethope.ca, and you can find our live stream there. The second announcement I shared with you earlier was about our Christmas Eve drive-in live stream. So for that, on Christmas Eve, you have a choice. Starting at 6:30, we will have a live stream as well as a drive-in. So you can join us from home watching the live stream, or you can drive to the church building, park in the parking lot, watch the live stream in your car on your phone or your device with other people in other cars physically near you. Now, if you come on site like that, if you drive in, there will be several bonuses. You get to see a manger that we will have set up and put lights on in the middle of our parking lot. And you'll also get a little package along with a hot chocolate from our church volunteers when you drive in. So when you drive in, first come up to the building. There's a little pull through. If you're not familiar with our building, you'll see it. And you can get that stuff and some instructions from our team who will be there on site. Now, you won't be able to get out of your car if you drive in, so make sure you've used the washroom first and all of that stuff. But you will have the opportunity to be more physically together and to get out and do something on Christmas Eve. And that is something that our province has allowed, drive-ins for a certain number of vehicles. So please plan to either join us on Christmas Eve by live stream from home or by live stream in your car from our parking lot at our first ever drive-in.
thank you again for being here with us tonight. On behalf of Community of Hope Church, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and God bless.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is good.
Painful, I would guess.
Don't get rid of that.
I love this one. Dance with me, brother.
Don't actually. You're supposed to stop right there.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, they got pregnant. They got married. That's a wrap. That's the wrong order.
Here, drink this.
Okay, you're too happy about drinking that water.
Sorry.
So drink it.
3, 2, 1.
I'm really sorry for taking so long reading this diary.
Oh, no worries. I should have learned more about my heritage long ago. Hold on a second.
Excusez-moi.
Yo, Chris here.
They are. I assure you, ma'am, that. How dare you touch me during a pandemic? I'll have you arrested.
I'll have you arrested for trespassing.
Get out of our house. No.
Mackenzie! Please, God, just don't. Can we do that again?
3, 2, 1.
Wait, Dad. If Mackenzie's your great-grandfather, then baby Sally is...
Right here.
Good to know.
Trespassing! Get out of our house!
Mackenzie! Oh God, please don't let my brother get better.
Nervous? What's it? Oh, well, that's an excellent question, my good lady. Allow me to elucidate you on the matter.
Your brother just turned it on.
Allow me to elucidate you on the matter.
3, 2, 1.
I knew it! Mackenzie's going to go for Sally.
I think so too.
No, he's going to prove loyal to Penelope. He's loved her all along. I thought you were rooting for Penelope.
Well, oh my gosh.
She's so beautiful. Just like you.
She has your mother's eyebrows.